heard in the engine room was complete. And then there was I can confirm that Paul came in at the last minute, didn't he?
Yeah.
Is that how you worked? I've often wondered about that, because you had the gramophone suite where you presumably did that Lennon-McCartney thing, eyeball to eyeball, creating in the room, and now you live in separate cities.
Well, because I live in London and he still lives up here.
No, we decided to work closer together. I mean, when we did History of Modern, we were sending things up and down the internet, and it wasn't the same as being in the same room. At least generating the idea, going in together and saying, okay, I've got an idea. What do you think about this? Oh yeah, that's great. Here, how we put that on that? Yeah, we do. And then get the thing going, and then go, that's a great idea. That's really great. And then leave it and have another idea. So we generate things together, now, and then we will take them away, work on them individually. But the spark, you have to be in the same room. It's just that simple. You have to kind of sit there and go, I had this idea. What do you think? And I'll go, Paul will play me a sequence, and I'll go, oh yeah, I love that. And it's like about Metroland is a classic example. I mean, he came to Liverpool with Metroland, and he said, I've just been playing with this on the train.
Yeah, and my headphones on the train.
And I said, I really like that sequencer, but we'll mute that one, we'll delete that one, we'll do that one. And what's this? He went, I don't really know. I said, that's the lead melody. We'll delete everything else and we'll start with that. And
this is why we work so well together.
So, he'd just been noodling on the train going, that's the lead melody. Oh, is it? Is it?
Okay, another question from Dave and Claire. Hello, Dave and Claire. Their favourite OMD moment is the house lights going off and the first chimes of Architecture and Morality at Liverpool Empire 81.
Oh, wow.
And the question is, if you could relive one OMD moment, what would it be? Bear in mind you're in the Museum of Liverpool.
I mean, 36 years we've had so many fantastic moments, it's hard to pick one, really. Isn't it?
I mean, probably, firsts are always like key milestones.
Yeah,
so, the first time, the first record we made, Holding Electricity, the factory electricity, that was amazing. I will never forget the first time somebody asked me for an autograph at Eric's. I thought she was taking the mickey. I was like, what? It's like, so, things like that. But I think, the exciting thing is, after 36 years, that we are able to do firsts still like this. I mean, okay, it's hanging on a peg from 1983, which is Dazzle Ships, but to be able to do some songs we've never played live before, to do new Dazzle music in the ship, to come into the atrium of this. I mean, tonight was great. It's one of the first times we've ever get to see our lights, because we're looking at them being projected around the atrium. So I suppose really, to be able, after 36 years, to still do things for the first time.
And when we got back together in 2007, we did say to each other, look, let's do lots of things that we've never done before. Let's just do some bonkers things. And so we started playing with orchestras. I mean, we never played with an orchestra before. We played with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic and put on a great show. That was so much fun. And we've been playing with orchestras around Europe as well. I mean, we played Poland just a few months ago with a full orchestra, which was great fun. So yeah, it's it just keeps us interested, just to keep doing new things and exciting things. And tonight and last night have been fantastic fun. And we've loved it.
Question from Jeff, whose favourite OMD moment is a gig with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra. It was fantastic. And his question is, if you go back to the Wirral later, can you get a lift off for him and the missus?
Well, we can cab share, I'm going to cab.
And this we mentioned, and you mentioned Malcolm last night, and you mentioned him today. He's revered and loved. This is a question from Tony Wilson. Hello, Tony. His favourite OMD moment is the first time I heard an OMD song while sitting on a school bus in May 1980. I heard Messages, and here I am 34 years later. And his question is, how is Mal?
Well, Mal is good. I mean, he was allowed to travel recently because he lives,
Yeah, I suppose being lifted.
His doctors have allowed him And because he lives in this amazing house just in the woods in the middle of nowhere between Hanover and Hamburg. It's fabulous.
He's turned into a hobbit.
He just lives with rabbits and squirrels and things. But yeah, he was allowed to travel, so he came over and he dropped in to see me in London and spent a few days with him, and he was really, really great. He's really quite well, but he can't drum, certainly at the moment. And who knows ever again, really, but certainly at the moment. But the important thing is that he's well and his spirits are good, and he's doing other things. He's writing music, and he will always be part of our band. We will see.
Well, we've been backwards and forwards with him texting and stuff, and he actually played the drums for Romance of the Taskert. It was Malcolm playing the drums.
Yeah. And he texted last night saying, I was thinking of you all through the gig. Yeah, he's missing it.
And you mentioned Stuart Kershaw, so you have plans to, I guess, record and tour?
Yes, we are going to make a new record. For the foreseeable, Stuart will be our drummer. So, and he'll be joining us next year. So we do have some shows planned for next year.
They're already booked, they're all being announced.
They're already booked. So they're definitely going to happen.
And there's a lot of questions. Sorry, there's a lot of questions. I didn't select them, but it's worth mentioning. People have asked already 4 or 5 questions. Being, when is the DVD coming out for this concert?
Hamby, when's the DVD coming out? How fast are you editing it?
We're trying for Christmas.
Yeah, we're finished by the morning.
Can we use Metro Line from last night, please?
Another question.
Yeah, we'll have Metro Line from tonight in the outtakes. The humorous outtakes.
This one's from Andrea. Andrea, hello Andrea.
Hello.
Her favourite OMD moment is Andy stood next to me at Simple Minds gig in Glasgow a few years ago, in the audience. Her question is...
Oh, it's a different one.
Have you ever been asked to do a soundtrack for a TV or film? Of course, one of your tracks was in Pretty in Pink, but have you ever been asked to do a soundtrack for a TV or film? Paul, you've got a project on not dissimilar to that.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be used for you, but I'm working with this designer in New York called Asher Levine, who designs all Lady Gaga's clothes, and it's going to be used for something, but I can't remember.
What's that for Paul in the meat jacket? Rephrase that.
Yeah.
My coat. Will you show me your telephone box, darling?
It's fab, isn't it? It's great, isn't it? It's just like, you know, it's brilliant.
I would just stop there.
Maybe we have time for more.
No, we do have time for more.
This is a lovely geeky question, and it's from Neil. Neil's out there. Hello, Neil.
Hi, Neil.
His favourite OMD moment is receiving a personal letter from Andy in 1995 after having listened to his demo tape. And his question is, and it's to do with technology, is what is your favourite synth of all time, or your most influential synthesizers that you've used?
Well, I'm not the kind of desperate gearhead that Paul is. Desperate, he's into synth porn in a big way. Really.
Big on synth porn.
But I have to say actually that I still have a soft spot, chronically awful as it is, for the micro preset, because it was the first actual synth we ever owned. I mean, the funny thing was when we decided we were going to have to tour again, I said to Paul, I said, listen, we need, we're not going to have all the synths. We need to get a micro preset because the old one doesn't work. It's been fixed now. The one that's out there has now been fixed. We bought another one off eBay, cannibalised the bits and put it into ours. But 7 years ago, he bought one on eBay. I was bidding against him on it.
Far over the odds because I was bidding against him. I could have got it for 500 quid cheaper.
So, Paul, what's your favourite song?
Well, I was going to say the micro preset because it was the Ferryfoot. I mean, it kind of, it became our sound really. It was, I mean, when we first started out, we wanted to be Kraftwerk, but we just didn't have the technology in order to do that, which is why we kind of developed our own sound, because we could only make sounds with these kind of very basic things like, you know, bass guitar and this synth, the micro preset, which only makes a few noises, and they're not very nice unless you put them down with loads and loads of effects.
So if you actually listen to the original recordings on the multi-tracks without the effects, I mean, the micro preset is like, you know, brass 1, brass 2, flute, violin,
But it became our sound. It's beautiful.
Okay, another question. This one's from Rob McLaughlin. His favourite O.M.D. moment is absolutely magical. It's the cheer at the Olympics when the Enola Gay riff was played with O.M.D.
That was a proud moment.
I was amazed. I was really amazed. I mean, we had been told sometime in advance that they were going to do it using Enola Gay. But like everything in the music industry, basically you don't believe it until it's actually happened. And then actually, about a week before, they said, do you mind if we play more of it? And we were like, no. They were going to play 13 seconds and they went to 27. So, and yeah, it was also the fact that it wasn't in the 80s medley, it was right up at the front. Yeah, that was quite a moment.
I was wondering how the Japanese contingent felt about
It's Rob here tonight, Rob McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Rob. Rob's question is, that was just a magical moment. And we covered it last week, spoke about covers last night, and it's will you ever do a covers album? And a suggestion is Future Island Seasons, which are waiting for you apparently. But it's this idea that you have done covers in your very early career, haven't you? The more I
We
see
have done
you
a few, we haven't done
waiting
very
for the
many.
man.
Yeah.
Is there any you're itching to cover?
No, not really. We're itching to write some new songs, to be absolutely honest.
I think when you're